Hey guys, I found this tag on YouTube and I thought, why not give this a go? It sounds like a heap of fun, so here goes. This is the Eyeshadow Palette tag, and if any of you know me by now, you know I love eyeshadows. So let's dive in. I thought this was really fun. So here we go. Alright, so number one is your newest palette. My newest palette is this Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. This palette is beautiful. It's crushed velvet. I just love it. I think I've featured this on some of my videos before. It is really good. And that is the palette colors. I just love these colors. They're so good. So number two is your oldest palette. So this one here has had some love. This is my Milani. I love this. This is actually called the Everyday Neutrals Must-Have palette. This is so good. It's even broken. I've loved it so much. This color story is great, and these shadows blend out so easy. So if you're not familiar with blending and all of the difficult stuff on the more advanced palettes, these Milani shadows, go pick one up. You can get them anywhere online in Australia, or I've seen a heap of them in Ulta in America. So they're everywhere. Now your most expensive. I do have a couple of expensive palettes. Let's start off with this one. This is Natasha Denona. Now her palettes are beautiful. I can't say anything bad about Natasha Denona. Her palettes are amazing. This one here is called the Mini Lila palette. Beautiful, beautiful shades, and they blend like a dream. I've never used this one, and I probably never will, but these other shades, amazing. Now here in Australia, this will set you back $75. Now they're not that much. In America, I think they're like 30, 40, something like that. But that's a lot of money for very few shades. Okay, so to me, this is a very expensive palette. Now, price-wise, this one here, the Huda Beauty, I love Huda Beauty. She's amazing. Her shadows are just beautiful. Now, in Australia, this will set you back, I think, anywhere, depending on where you get it from, between $99 and $120. But so well worth every single penny. This one, as you can see, has had a lot of love, and these are just amazing. They're beautiful. I love this palette to death. And you can see it's very well used. This here has got a great color story too. Now your most affordable palette, that would have to be what is this? The Revolution Reloaded Basic Mattes. It's that well worn, the name has even worn off the front of it, but Revolution has got some amazing shadows. And this, I think, ran me up like $7 or $8. It is great. You can tell I just love these two colors. I love a good neutrals palette, and for me this one here is just amazing. You can pretty much buy these anywhere. They're just so good. My everyday palette would have to be this one here from Kat Von D, the Lola palette. This palette here is amazing. It's got some beautiful shades in it. I wear it to work almost every day. And as you can see, it's got a great color story. You can go from the plums, the purples, to the nice neutral colors, the oranges and browns. I love this one. I don't use these glitters. I don't like those, but this one here, I love that one. I'm wearing it on my inner corner now. I love that shade to death. But this palette here is wonderful. And it's got a great color story. So versatile day or night. It is just a great little palette, and quick and easy for me. 2 shadows, boom, I'm out the door, I'm done. And I think this was around about, it was pretty expensive too, but it was about $90, I think, 95, something like that. Okay, so next on the list is your most colorful palette. This was a bit difficult because I have two, I think, that are equal contenders here. So I've got the Morphe Jeffree Star collaboration. Now these shadows, to me, they're not Jeffree Star quality, they're Morphe quality. So you're not going to get the blendable shadows from Jeffree Star that you would expect, But that is the color story, and as you can see, it's very bright. There's a lot of colors in here. I think I've only used this palette maybe once or twice because I'm not really a huge fan. I like the browns, the neutrals, and that is probably about it for me because I'm not really loving this one. And I think this was like 75 bucks if I remember. Okay, and the second contender is this Jaclyn Hill second volume palette. I have volume 1 as well. Actually, I think I gave that to Libby. But volume 2 is amazing. I love it. I think this was about $80, $90. And this is really good value for money because you get a heap of shades. Now, Jaclyn Hill has some amazing formulas. Now, the Vault formulas we won't talk about because they weren't so good, but this series, these colors are beautiful and they blend so well. Now this color up here is just amazing. It's like ice crystals. It's beautiful. But this one here is definitely a beautiful color story. So if you're after some color, I'd go with the Jaclyn Hill. Now the next on the list is my smallest palettes. Now I have these Shade and Light palettes from Kat Von D. Her formula on these were amazing. Now this one here is the Rust palette. Beautiful shades. All of those shades go so well together. They're just amazing. And this one here I have in the Plum. As you can see, I have loved these to death. They're dirty and disgusting. I'm sorry, there's eyeshadow all over them, but you can see I have loved them well. Now she also had a emerald green, I think, and I think there might have been a smoky grey, but I think at the time these set me back like 45 bucks, but so good. Now the next one says my biggest palette. I'm not sure if they mean by size or shadow quantity. So this one here is huge and this one here is huge. So I have two that are fairly big. Shadow wise, the pan size on these Jeffree Star ones, as you can see, are pretty big. So the pan size is well worth the money. So this to me is a large palette. And of course, again, we have the Jaclyn Hill huge palette here. Her pans are smaller, but you're still getting a lot of product. So those two there are the largest palettes I own. All right, so palettes worth the hype. I'm gonna have to go with my favorite, Jeffree Star. You know I love a good Jeffree Star palette. Now, Huda Beauty, you can't go wrong with Huda Beauty. All of her palettes are just amazing. I just love every single one of them. I actually have another one here, which is one of the smaller ones, and that's just a smaller palette with a different color range in it, but Huda Beauty, well worth it. And of course, I would always go with Natasha Denona. Her hype, yes, get on that bandwagon. You're gonna love her. Now the next one here, a palette not worth the hype. All right, now a lot of people love these palettes. I, on the other hand, do not. This is Marc Jacobs. Now, he is very well known in the beauty industry and he makes some amazing stuff, but I'm afraid this palette is just not it for me. Now, this little sleek, slimline palette set me back, I think, $89, 85, something like that anyway. It's pretty pricey. This is expensive. Now, I do love this color here, and this one here is not too shabby. They're okay. This black, every time I wear it, I have got fallout all underneath my eyes. It is absolutely horrendous. It's just yuck. I do not like it at all. The color story is okay. I would never really go to this color. It's not really my thing, and neither with this one, especially in a shimmer. Maybe this one in the inner corner, but no, this was definitely not worth the hype. And for the price point, I was very, very disappointed with Marc Jacobs on this one. Now he has a whole series of these. I think he's got like 8 with different color stories. I would never buy another one. I'm gonna keep it because it was so pricey, but no, did not like it. The next one on the list is my favorite palette from my favorite brand. All right, we already know I'm the Jeffree Star fan. I love his stuff. His products are amazing. I've got lip glosses, I've got highlighters, I've got concealers from him. You name it, I've probably got it. I love his liquid lipsticks. They are the best. Jeffree Star all the way. Now I have a couple of his other palettes. I'll just quickly show you a few. I won't go through them all because you will be here all day. This one here I just love. It is the Blue Blood palette. Now a lot of you might be thinking I would never use colors like that, but really these colors are not as bad as you think. You don't have to be scared about color. His color stories always go very well together, and you know, I just love his formula. This one here, I love this one. I really don't use it much. I've used it once or twice, but I don't know. I've got others that I reach for, but the mini breaker, I just had to have that. And this is one of his originals, the Beauty Killer. I've used this like, I don't know how many times I've used this, a lot, but it's a beautiful palette and you can see that it's very well worn. So what can I say? I love Jeffree Star. His color stories are amazing. We're talking about color. A lot of you might look at this palette and say, I would never, ever in a million years use any of those colors. Well, let me tell you, I used to be like that too, and now I just love color. I'm using this palette on my eyes today and I don't think it looks crazy or out there. I love it. He has got some amazing stuff, and guys, don't be afraid of color because color is your friend, and makeup is supposed to be fun. The lucky last is the most used palette. I'm going to have to go with the Huda. As you know, I love these colors. You can see they're very well used and it's an amazing color story. And these things here, like I said before, blend like a beauty. They are just so good. Okay, so that is it. I know this wasn't my normal video, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit lighthearted, and makeup is fun. It doesn't need to be serious. It's not scary. Colors are not scary. You just need to jump in there, have a play around, and seriously, if you want to start off with something super easy, go with a Milani. These things are beautiful and they will blend so well. Just have some fun. Makeup, like I said, is meant to be fun. It's not serious. Right, before I go, I want to hear from you guys. Who is your favorite brand? Who do you gravitate towards? Especially if you're a makeup lover like me, you know you've probably got someone you absolutely love. What's your favorite brand and maybe your favorite color story? All right, that is it for me, guys. I hope you're all doing well on this weekend, and I shall talk to you all again real soon.